Hello everybody and welcome back to the Limbus Company. Alrighty, you know what time it is. What time it is. That wasn't on purpose. That really tickled me. But it's time to go through the time adventure. Completely ignoring the fact that an event showed up midway through the previous episode. By the way, the fact that it showed up, or rather, my video, I uploaded it on the 4th, 4/01, you know, the exact day that it was making fun of. Very funny. Very funny how that worked out. Anyway. Okay, I can clearly see that you're both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again. But we had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And you explained things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows. A 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money, but that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasures could be put in place either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. We really had to think on our feet back then. I feel a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. Oh boy. I have performed performance evaluation sheets for each sinner precisely for one such occasion. On the last pages of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 million on isn't the kind of money that you can settle with a sacrifice of an individual. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is... we have been contracted to deal with a distortion. Oh, I guess we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their sixth choice about... Dang, so we're not even top 5. Oof. After the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. Gotcha. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. So, what kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of time-killing time. Wow, what a name. Very impressive. A golf clap to whoever came up with that. Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator. The case of time-killing time.
It is exactly what it says on the tin. Her distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time is an asset here at T-Corp. It is not so difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it. But in the case of time-killing time, the killer does not leave any traces. It is simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened here before. Thus, the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debt.
Hurrah! Thus arriveth once again my time to shine! According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued this special investigator badge during their course. Oh my god, it's so hard to speak properly during Don's voice, bro. Excuse me. Let's take a breath. During the course of their employment. 'Tis a badge that may as well be a universal pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the detectives. Fixes!
We plan to issue those badges, yes.
Can we just pretend I said wahoo? Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once this case is dealt with. Nay, I demand that I be awarded at least 3 badges. One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, so that...
Shut it, lass! Right, what are we waiting for? Let's crack on, whack this distortion, and get the heck out of here. Out of here. I hate dealing with money problems.
I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate it if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent of your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case.
Indeed. I can't have your entire group run wild in the streets and potentially waste the precious time of our residents. Also, the special investigator badge isn't something the T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them.
I concur, to a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling around these dead weights? Oh, we will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus, while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business.
You seem rather confident that you'd be a part of that elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis.
It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright, enough with your nonsense. So, how many of us are allowed to work on this case anyway? Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome.
They have decided that 4 individuals, including the manager, is an appropriate amount of people allowed to partake in this investigation.
That's not a lot of...
Accept it. We barely managed to get the authorization for 4 after much debate.
Then you have wasted your breath. A tag team of the executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. Right. So it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I've never had them all look at me at the same time before, but the pressure's on a completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like these.
Looks like the manager is deep in thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see some hands. Quickly now. Forsooth, I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's finally my time to shine?
Oi, don't even need to ask me, alright? Let's get on with it. Oh, nah, that wasn't. I'm not raising my hand, I'm just cleaning my glasses. He's like, I want nothing to do with it. Dude, I love Gregor. He's so good. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before, except for that one time when we accidentally walked into the outskirts through the back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to list and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set. So allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante's too deep in thought to even hear Virgilius. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I will be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capabilities. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team less than the sum of its parts. This is all about team synergy. Wait, didn't Radia say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who will accompany Dante to solve this case are... I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, and remain free from biased judgment while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that description are... Do we even have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone, though. Dang it! I've got it! I choose Faust, Marsault, and Yisang! Rodion, Ryoshu, and Honglu. Huh? Wait. Huh? Dante has selected me, Marsault, and Yisang. Haven't you been listening, Dante? I have certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey. So she was not an option. Yisang was immediately ruled out before the meeting even before the meeting adjourned, due to his history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Corp. Marsault did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I am truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't soon forget this. Wait, that's... You know what? We're in good graces with our boy. Our depressed artist boy. We got a smile out of him. It's enough to make a grown man cry. Oh, goodness. Oh, she's not happy because we didn't choose her. hey, Otis. You know that's not at all what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage the remaining sinners while we're... Okay. I really soured the mood, didn't I? The three of them, whom I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Whoa, just the three of us, huh? A trio's such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Radia, I get... No, oh, I see. Radia, I get, but why'd the two of you volunteer? Dang! What? That just sounds so freaking brutal, man! Why did you two even bother? Thought it sounded F-A-H. The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Dawn tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have naught else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world. I'm too short, bro. Indeed, that must be why Sir Vergilius has failed to catch mine impassioned hand. Dawn sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Vergilius did not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise her hand. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her, though. 'Tis my final legacy I bestow upon thee! What's all this? A book, a magnifying glass, and... Are these clothes? 'Tis my treasure. My, collection? Prithee, be gentle with them! Ooh, but why are you... Not quite. But why are you carrying 3 sets of clothing? One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, verily. Is that not obvious to thee? Records of investigation, solutions to the 13 problems, by Agatha. Huh, somebody's autographed it. So, who's this Agatha? Fie! Immediately back to normal. How art ye all so ignorant in the lore of fixers? Once, she was a grade 1 fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the 7 Association. Truly? No one? I don't even recognize that name. Most people don't know those lore, Don. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here, here! 'Tis only right the leading ace detective adorned her countenance with the special mustache. Really? That's the rule, huh? You gotta wear the mustache. You don't understand. You need something to twirl while you're thinking. Look, Lady Agatha says in the foreword to this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in an impeccable fashion. Don, just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Didn't get picked. I never volunteered. Hey, it's not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules. And I wasn't about to let that chance slip. I guess I did have some last-minute regrets when I saw who Vergilius picked, but I'll just relax for a bit and jump in to help him out when needed. Well, good luck while the... Call us the Elite Four! How's that? While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around Corp, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? How unfortunate. Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run about unmonitored.
You must understand that we simply cannot let individuals responsible for 10 billion ons worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral.
Looks like they have temporary lodgings for those who have failed to pay their time tax.
Vergilius was pointing at what was clearly a jail cell. Are you certain that's the lodging guide? I'm going to jail?
Yep, as living collaterals, apparently.
It'll It'll be fun! Hey, betcha you'll look fondly back at this memory when it's all said and done, Kay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put.
Nice. This jail cell at least has some heating. Wait. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion ons worth of time passes, I guess.
This is perfect. This is so good. And Marcel could care less. Oh, Heathcliff already went to bed. What? He said, good night. That's it, I'm done. Hey, wait! Get back here! There's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom! Calm down, alright? We'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as a glorious band of ace detectives! Mark my words! God, Don, calm down! We set off on our journey after receiving the aforementioned Special Investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. After a while, all we could hear was the sad, intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. Oh, I forgot how this guy talks. I think it was something like this, so we're just going to go with that. Alright, looks like everyone's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chat with the third victim. Let's say the case records say that... Aha! There it is. It's just a stone's thrown away. Huh? Huh? What do you mean, huh? Look at the record. It clearly states that neither of the first two victims is in a communicative state. How unfortunate. No, I mean, why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away. Shoo.
Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so that we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation progress.
Oh my god, Ryoshu.
We plan to send a Class 2 staff with you, but you're...
Me? Class 5. See the badge. The chatterbox of an employee replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his clothes.
I apologize for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here.
That guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Class 5? He's the highest rank one could reach as a wing employee, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows? Maybe there are Class 12, or maybe even Class 20 employees out there. Got it? Get it? Got it? Good. Then let's get a move on. We stared in silent bafflement at the employee who had already stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out of the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. Oh, they're not slowing down or speeding up time. They're eliminating it completely. Just yanking it out of circulation. So, just so we're all on the same page, it's absolutely him doing it, right? We're all on the same page with that? Like, he's either the biggest red herring ever, who is also carrying a backpack full of red flags, or he's the one who's doing it, and he's, like, proud to show off his handiwork. It could be either one, honestly. So, your name is... Mai? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? Oh, you're absolutely the one who's doing it, or a red herring. No, names matter. Really? You never call anyone by their names, though. Relax and call you however we want. But you're obviously here to be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. Aha! I've got it. You're all dressed like detectives. Why don't you consider me your ever-helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? Okay, but still... Ryoshu, who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Radia was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. What's the difference between an assistant and a servant? You know, my family used to employ... They sure warmed up to him fast. Let's see. The third victim of this case is this watch factory's... Hold up. The obviously gaudy and expensive suit. The meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. We are detectives working on the case of time-killing time. My name is... Huh? What's going on? Ryoshu, detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than Mersault did when he reviewed those chickens. I'd imagine he's literally stuck in time. He's talking so fast. It's like someone pressed a fast forward button in him or something. I can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. Have him write. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's that supposed to mean? Oh god, here we go. Yap attack incoming. An average T-Corp citizen has about 20 to 28 hours in a day, but you might also run into someone like him. People with plenty of time to spare. Because they have so much surplus time, they can afford to condense 20, 50 hours into a single day. And to people with fewer hours in a day, it'll look as though he's moving 2 or 3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone even has a chance to cap them in the act. Ill. I gave Radia a quick look of concern. She had to do something before Ryoshu... A quick look. As in a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at risk of... You're at a serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration, very rapidly that is, before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder. It began to play his voice back at us.
Please remain...
Oh no. Oh no!
Pleased to make your acquaintance, sir. My name's Bumble, a proud proprietor of this factoria. Apologies for this awkward...
Oh god, this is terrible.
Apologies for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100 hours... 100-hour days in my heyday, but things have taken a turn for the worse at the factory in the recent years.
52 hours?
To me, it looks as though they were all talking very, very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I am willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case.
You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day? Gee, I can't even imagine what that'd be like. Bro, I wish.
Oh, I can tell that you're...
Ah! Oh, boy, this is... Ah, dude, they have so much dialogue. What the...
Oh, I can tell you if you're that curious. It's a very, very full life, I must say. Having more time to spend in a day means that I can get more things done in a day. Like sleeping 10 or more hours a night and having more than 42 hours left to spend. Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin fresh and moist. Indeed. I'll let you touch it if you want.
As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, and even brushing his teeth while we stood there listening to his recordings. I don't care. Get to the point.
It was one late evening. Let's see. Like always, I was busily walking down the street. I had a very, very important meeting to attend to, you know. And all of a sudden...
An attack?
No, I just happened to recall that I left bacon on the kitchen counter at home. I should have left it with District 23's purple salt.
Aha! My second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. You know, little thing about me. I have effectively, because there's no world I'm going through it by myself, I have effectively a lifetime supply of Himalayan pink salt. Bro, that salt is delicious. I love it. Now, my buddy, right, a little bit of story time. Look, I apologize. Story time. So, I helped my buddy move out of his house. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to help him out. So, I helped him move out of his house. And god dang, was that like... That was a day to remember. Effectively, we had to move an entire house out. Throw stuff away. Pack stuff up. Get stuff into storage. We had... What was it? It was like 3 days, I think, to do the entire house. Needless to say, god dang, there's no world he would have been able to do it alone. We barely did it together. But while we were while we were helping him, it's just, you know what I mean. Afterwards, when we got it done, and we didn't even finish everything, but we got as much as we could done, considering the time limit. He wasn't going to be able to bring his lifetime supply of Himalayan pink salt. And he said, hey, every time you come over, you use it. So, you know, you don't want anything. Why don't you just take it? And I said, buddy, you've got yourself a deal. So, you know, he gave me like a, I say custom, but it's just a grinder. So, I have the Himalayan pink salt. I put it in a grinder. I grind it up. Ooh. Ooh. Presentation, taste, it's got it all. But yeah, that was a very, very nice gift, because every time I would go over to his house, if we ate anything that required even a little bit of salt, I would put it on there. I'd say, you mind if I use that, that grinder? I said, all right. So yeah, just, the whole purple salt just reminded me of that story, because I always, in fact, it is literally sitting on my left. I've got it on hand, just in case I need it. But, yeah. The point. Okay, Ryoshu, I finished my point.
So I stopped briefly, looking up at the clock tower and wondering if I should head back home to salt that bacon. But that's when the time ripper struck.
The clock tower.
Each one of 12 zones at T-Corp has a clock tower that displays a Corp standard time scale, because everyone has different hours to spend in a day. Their watches sync with their respective time scales as well. So, to tell the real objective time, one would have to check the clock tower.
Oh. That's pretty neat. Alright, you two, let's focus on the important stuff. Let's see. How about we start with the physical description?
A fine tailored suit.
A tailored suit. A bit fancy to call for someone called the Time Ripper, don't you think?
It must have cost me about 58 million un. Of course, since it was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination.
Wait, what?
Oh, and how could I forget this impressive yet keenly shaped mustache?
Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance until I destroy you.
Oh, you mean the murderer's appearance? Well, let me think. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast.
How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not ask something like that with such a big grin on your face?
Nope, it was just... 100 years was gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment. Thanks to that, I'll have you know, I suffered so much damages.
100 hours? So you lost a whole week in the blink of an eye?
Huh? Nope. 100 hours for me is just 2 days or so. Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days.
Ripping away time, huh? An invention that enables something like that would certainly win the Inventor of the Year award, and loads of prize money that comes with it. T-Corp really values and supports its inventors, you know. Some people say that once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed up to bestow the awards. I guess once an inventor is always an inventor. I say that he probably wanted to carry others to carry on with his own inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs. And maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award for that tech? Assistant! But every invented at T-Corp needs to be registered at the Technology Administration Agency, though it is not without a few exceptions. There was once a time where a rogue group of inventions called the League of Nine Literatures made some inventions that were neglected to register. And wow, what a mess that was. Every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing around in panic, making arrests, holding important meetings while It was that big of a deal? I can't even imagine how hard it must have been for Yi-song. Alright, so... Is there anything like that registered in T-Corp's tech agency? Nope. First thing hearing anything about it. You could have started there, you know. What if this is a power granted by the distortion? Eh? Meanwhile, Ryoshu, who was completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance. She looked out the factory window and let out another puff of smoke, quietly to herself. No killer. No corpses. Well, yeah, no one's actually dead, and we don't know where the killer is. Who could it be, I wonder?
Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit, I see.
Disagree. Your suit's... Nice! Got him!
Oh.
Besides, if I really wanted to kill you...
Me? Why would you...
I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vitals otherwise.
Ryoshi strode toward him, before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror, but Ryoshi was fast enough to close the distance and press her scabbard into his neck, despite the disparity in time. Wait, did he record himself going, gah, and then play it? Oh, okay.
Just like this. Whoa, I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard.
That'd be case closed then, All we'd have to do is arrest Ryoshi.
You scared the heck out of me. Well, I suppose that villain didn't really stab me in the vitals or whatever. But he did appear all of a sudden, just like you did.
I see. So the killer isn't just running around ripping time away from random people left and right.
Yes, the killer was going specifically for that...
specifically for that... The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought.
I meant that annoying, stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating.
No way! Can you think of a single person who'd hate someone like me?
Yeah, I can think of one. I can think of more than a few. Nice, Dante.
I say that it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try on my tailored suit.
Oh, what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Dawn gave us earlier is actually helping. But I suppose it's at least a very good page-turner. Honglu can't seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Dude. English is hard. English, you know what I need to do, genuinely? And, like, this is something I'm, like, genuinely thinking now. Maybe, right, I should do vocal exercises before I actually start recording. Maybe that'll help my freaking that I always do, you know? But I don't know, that almost feels too professional, you know? It's like, oh, let me do my vocal exercises for my recording. Ooh, it's like, yeah, I don't think it'd be a bad thing to do. I actually think it'd be quite beneficial. But, I've never, look, right? I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. I've never done a script. I've never done like I'm gonna fully plan out this video. Unless it's a voiceover, that's a little different. When the audio bugs out, I mean, I literally have to go in with prior knowledge, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. My channel's very real. You feel me? I didn't know how else to say it. That's the best way that I can say it. Hopefully you understand. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Maybe I should check it out too once we get back to the bus. Yeah, that works. Then the culprit. Okay. Has to be someone who hates the owner so much. Enough to try and take his time.
Nuh-uh. That seems quite impossible, as you could see.
But, the laborers at this factory, they're all working so slowly, like they're moving through molasses. Oh, most factory laborers like them usually live rather short 10-hour days. Most of which they spend at their factory jobs anyway. What did you say?
Listen up, everyone. Our output gains saw only 13% growth compared to last month's growth. Have I not impressed upon you how important this is? We'll be falling behind profit margin projections at this rate.
Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very, very slowly turn their heads to look up at the factory owner. Even that simplest action taking an excruciatingly long time to complete.
Boss, it's impossible to work any faster.
Uh-huh.
Whew, how bothersome! Less complaining, more assembling. Use your times effectively. Chop, chop. You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me as of late. Did you even know that an expansive cogs have stopped all of a sudden?
We can understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of its earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about. Hey, Mr. Bumble. You're talking way too fast for them to understand. You know that? How do you expect them to understand a thing you're saying?
So, it's not me who's too fast, it's them who are too slow. Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can rise above the rest in this chaotic, bustling city.
What? You know that's a load of bull. How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their times when they're practically nailed to the floor? And with what time? Radia, hey. I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in Corp after all. I mean, genuinely, if anyone is gonna get upset about like the situations and like how the workers are being treated, it's Rodion. Hey, assistant, you're a Class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about all of this? Normal? Oh, dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city, all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you have seen all there is to see? Not really, but then give this idea thought, why don't you? That the notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering. That is to say, that suffering is just a part of life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. I don't see any suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right here.
Such harsh words! I have my share of pain, I'll have you know. I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something but also have too much time in your day? It's so tedious.
Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. So, little bit awkward, but I don't really use Honglu. So, level 35 W Corp it is. Maybe we can flip the script on our line of thought. What kind of people, Radia, do you think hate rich people? What do you think would happen? Or no, who do you think would hate people like me? Well, except for my family. If I do ever get murdered under mysterious circumstances, I'm willing to bet that it's one of my family members who did me in. Or Heathcliff. That's a pretty dark joke. The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like distortions either. Yes, if the culprit's hiding among those slowpokes, Clock would have noticed it. And that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory. Someone without much time. Someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in the T-Corp nest. Fair point. Very fair point. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by a distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may have been using an unregistered invention. There may be more than a single culprit, then. More than a single culprit, huh? Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description. Nah, no way. I doubt it. They don't ever take drastic actions like these anymore. Even back at J-Corp. Wow, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know of a group of people just like them. Sometime later, in a certain alleyway.
A group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest? Perhaps you are looking for the
Ah, that rings a bell. Is it your friend, the founder of that organization, Radia? See what I mean about the intertwined thing? Radia stopped dead in her tracks. Here?
Do you know something about that organization? I did hear that they've been spreading through the nests as of late. Though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T-Corp's borders. So, direct T-Corp employees like myself have been stationed all over the nest to question any suspicious individuals. Methinks it's a real bother. Standing guard here, all this stop and search. So tedious.
So, what are you up to around here?
Oh, all kinds of stuff that petty thieves get up to. Stealing things like time or, money. Well, I did hear that they also do some pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people, and... Wait, stop right there, you! What are you looking around all shifty for, eh? It's a stop and search!
Huh? Hey, I'm just trying to walk away from that lady with the sink and the creepy glare.
Where can we find them?
Well, it probably ain't too difficult. Let's see, there...
Hong Lu! A sudden explosion tore Hong Lu to shreds as he was peeking around an alleyway. Oh, okay. Speak of the devil! Maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate our badges? Starting off with a bang, huh? Good luck, Dante. Let's bring him back. Gotcha! Turning the clock now.
Wait, you can bring him back?
There! The explosion came from that way! Dang watch chains of T-Corp! Here to collect your filthy dues, eh?
Okay, no time to explain, right? Then let's talk about that later.
A fight! Count me in!
What you got? Away with you! On use, gain +2 tremor count. On hit, gain tremor count equal to tremor count on target. Ooh. On hit, inflict +2 tremor count. Heads hit, gain +2 tremor count. My secret weapon! On use, gain +2 tremor count and inflict 1 tremor count up to 4 times. Filthy watch chains! Clash power +1 for every 5 tremor count on self. On use trigger amplitude conversion to convert tremor to tremor distribution. And that does stuff. On hit, inflict tremor count equal to tremor count on self. Trigger tremor burst, then reduce target's tremor by 1. And your defense, gain 2 times tremor count on self shield. Oh! And for passives, you don't have anything. How about you? Okay, basically same thing, but with 6 tremor. Okay, this one does 3 tremor up to 4 times. Okay, so the one with the wrench over his shoulder is just a lot more deadly. Gotcha. Oh. What the heck is this? When this unit...
Stop scrolling!
When this unit takes lethal damage, their HP does not drop below 1. Instantly heals 80% of their max HP and recovers from stagger. When this buff effect activates, starting next turn, this unit gains 2 attack power up at every turn start for 5 turns. Wow. What kind of fight is this? Oh, this kind. Okie dokie. Well, let's go boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom? Yeah. These fights are not in our favor because Honglu is 10 levels down. But you know what? It'll be fine. We've got 2 really strong characters. Not to mention we are getting full blunt value. Wait a minute. I thought he was dressed as a detective, I gotta be honest. I had a split second where I'm like, Honglu's a detective! But no, it's the W Corp, the W Corp outfit, except without any color. Well, Honglu, we're just gonna have you double guard, buddy. And then we go boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is big value. Oh! Okay. Oh, look at that. You'll love to see it. Triple heads, and we're not even at 45 SP. Extremely lucky from us. Luckily, because we have 2 people effectively carrying this fight, we're in pretty good shape. Now, I could level up Honglu's Walpurgis Knight identity. I thought I turned Heathcliff off. I could have sworn. I'll do it after this fight. I could level up his Walpurgis Knight identity. I just don't know if that... Okay, you know, I don't know if that's too strong. That's a stupid thing to say. What I'm trying to say is... I don't know if it fits the theme that I've set for myself. Honestly, though, I'm pretty sure you guys would like to see more Honglu. Alright, you know what? Maybe we'll start using the Giga Honglu identity. I forget the name of the actual character, the one with the blade and gun, but you know the one. You know the one. The one that absolutely one-shots me in battle. That one. Serious Skull Buster. Get staggered. Oh, buddy, you're not looking too good. What's the matter? Feeling depressed? I was gonna say repressed, but... Ooh, get him! Get him, Honglu! Get him! Nice! Look at that! Honglu wins the fight! Honglu OP. Hello. Okay, so... I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. There is one section of story that you're not gonna be able to see. Reason being, and this doesn't happen often, but you know what? Hey, it does happen. I'm human. So, my record hotkey, right? I hit Control and P. Yeah, so I hit Control and who knows what else. Did the entire section, you know, voiced it. And then, I also went on this long rant about how expensive it was upgrading Honglu, but I'm sure you guys would really appreciate it, because I know there's a lot of Honglu fans. Plus, this identity is apparently quite strong. So I went ahead and did that. It is somewhat in theme, I feel, because it is from Walpurgis Night. When we get something that's actually from LCCB or LC or LCB or whatever, I will use that instead. But for the moment, since I kind of don't want to use base Hong Lu, even though he is fine, we're going to use gun Hong Lu. But yeah, went through that whole section. And then upon stopping my recording, quote, quote, it's when I discovered that I wasn't recording at all. So, yeah, unfortunate. Not the end of the world, but here, have Hong Lu absolutely destroying stuff as an apology. The amount of crits, bro. What is that? This Hong Lu identity is so strong. What in the world? We don't even have Heathcliff, right? Because while Heathcliff is on the field, I'm pretty sure that Hong Lu, this Hong Lu, is actually, like, empowered. Am I mistaken about that? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Whatever. Whatever.
I appear to have been bested by the game itself.
So, this is something funny I want to bring up. This rarely happens, but when it does, right? Because obviously, Limbus, it takes a lot of vocal pressure, you could say. So, it's always so awkward and funny when, like, you know, I'll go take a break, take a little minute, and then I'll come back. Usually it's fine. Sometimes this will happen, though, so I just wanted to throw that in there. But sometimes it can be a little annoying to record Limbus after a break because this happens. But after matching various pieces of information we found from the defeated Uruduvi members together, we managed to track them down to a run-down building that appeared to be their hideout.
Ha! You finally managed to track us down, haven't you? Filthy watch chains of T-Corp, and you clock?
You clock, he says. It's only elementary, because I am an ace detective, Roddy exclaimed triumphantly as she flicked her hair back, but I sensed the smallest hint of uncertainty in her voice. Yup, we're all ace detectives.
I'll admit, we shouldn't have let you track us down, but you don't look too strong. It is a foolish move to fight a lion in his den. I hope you've prepared yourselves.
Don't you worry about our butts. We've got a Class 5 staff with us, you know.
I can deduce a few things about you. One, that man's outfit, that aloof look on his face. I see. It's likely you're not lying that he really is a Class 5 staff. 2, you are absolutely shameless for bringing a Class 5 watch chain to a rundown hideout like this.
Why does this have anything to do with shame? I don't know about shame, but this place sure is run down. Right, how about this? I'll sit this one out just for the sake of fairness. It'd be like cheating if I were to take part in this fight, yeah?
That is a fair proposal. Fine, I accept your offer.
Do we not get a say in any of this? No. No, we don't.
Dante.
When do we ever? Like, just straight up, when do we ever get a say in anything?
Here he is, the man himself.
District 20, Uruduvi Captain.
Have you no shame?
On use, gain +1 tremor count. On hit, inflict 2 tremor, up to twice. Guard, gain 3 times tremor count on self of a shield. Let's see. If the target is staggered by this unit's attack or tremor burst, all units heal 10 SP. Ah, sounds pretty useful. Unfortunately for you, you're as good as dead. Yum. Yum. Not much damage, actually. I was actually expecting significantly more damage, but you know what? Damage is damage. We take it. Ooh, Rodion having a little bit of trouble. Luckily, we end up winning the clash. Hello. So, literally one-shots. That is ridiculous. By the way, didn't use our... Oh, it's because we weren't out of ammo yet. Oh. Activate Beyond the Shadow. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, so we actually just didn't get to use it. Okay. Well, that sucks. Well, tell you what we're going to do, then. How much... Oh, we still have plenty of time. Okay, you go down. We do some damage here. You know what? Let's just do that. Let's go that. And then we'll go... Big slash. We are splitting up our damage a little bit, but you know what? They're all tanky. May as well. Almost. Ooh, you love to see it. Counter! Working out real nice. Okay, we also get quite a bit of damage on the boss. Ammo is reloaded. Let's see, we can't activate our big attack yet, so we're dominating here. Dominating here. This is very scary. Who the heck are you going for? This... We can't counter that at all, can we? Nope. Draw all other allies' tremor count to self. Tremor on all allies expires. Gain 1 offense level up for every 3 tremor count on self. On use, gain 9 tremor count. On hit, deal 10 tremor. Deal 10% bonus slot damage for every tremor count on self. Inflict 4 tremor. Deal 10% bonus for on self. On hit, consume 3 tremor count on self and trigger tremor burst. Then reduce target's tremor count by 1 up to 3 times. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do some big damage to you then, and you're not gonna be able to stop me. How about that? I want to be sure that you go down, so let's do this. We are gonna take a little bit of damage this turn, but you know what? So be it. Doesn't look like we're gonna manage a stagger either, so we are just going to take that damage. Although, everyone does still have a revive, so we don't have to worry about it too hard. Rhyme Shake coming down. Bonk. 111 damage. One of the guys does go away, and it looks like we're also going to be able to take out the other. Okay, that was a lot more damage than I was expecting, that's for certain. But we didn't actually use our passive. Wow. What the heck is this? Prioritizes enemies with Hang on a minute. Wait. Dude, did you see the scrolling that was happening on the left side of the screen? Hang on. Look at that! What is that? That's insane. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that for the moment. Let's see, we do need to reduce damage as much as possible. Yeah, that's about as good as we're gonna get. Alright, let's try it. Might even, honestly, we might just flat kill him. He might not even stand a chance. We do have extremely powerful identities. Alright, buddy, you've had your fun, but now it's time to use my gun. Bye. We quickly moved our conversation into the hideout after defeating the Eurodivi members. Surrender and confess.
starting to run low on patience. Might kill you soon.
No. It looks like Ryoshi's getting tired of playing detective.
We've surrendered already. Well, that's not the right voice. Hang on.
Not sure what you want us to confess, either. What? Would you like for us to confess whether you're dead or something?
We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Radya confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Euro captain. Right, questioning time! You've always hated this nest state of affairs, am I right?
Must you really ask?
You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't ya?
Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around?
Ooh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions?
Wait, don't just go around touching.
I see. His hedgehog toy is a time bomb in disguise. A time bomb disguised as a plushie. It scans the palm as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range, and if it doesn't recognize the palm as unauthorized individuals, it'll shoot out the spines to penetrate the intruder. But you've screwed the parts too tightly down here. You do well to remember that the mechanical engineering isn't all about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you need to slightly loosen a screw or two to make things fit better. And another thing, if I were you, I would have made the spine holes hexagonal shape, not circular.
You could tell all that from a quick look. You are certainly no common employee. Either way, most of those are experiments, incomplete products. In truth,
you like making more dangerous, destructive inventions too, right?
you really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at?
And I'm sure these violent inventions eventually lead to something that can completely rip someone's time away.
Wait,
What? The culprit behind the case of the time-killing time? It's you guys! Right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see something that rubs you the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits.
That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? Who do you think the Euro are?
Sounds like this friend of yours in the Euro really messed up big time in the past. Did he do something drastically violent? No, Sonya. He always knew how to say the right things. Things to get people to agree with him, to convince them to join his cause. His words filled me with this confidence that we really could change the world. That it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth. But what could he possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything. Not like these guys. I bet the T-Corp Euro are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by stories coming out of J-Corp. Or,
It's absolutely baffling how you failed to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs.
besides, the Saint has already brought many changes to this world. Changes that you mere
Detectives can't even dream of.
The Saint?
Indeed, Saint Sonya was the one who really sparked the fire of the Euro in every nest.
Well, that isn't the only reason they call him the Saint.
But that's besides the point.
Euro in every nest? Sonya did that?
Since you claim to be Saint Sonya's friend, allow me to say to no uncertain terms, the Euro has nothing to do with your case.
Sonya, Are we supposed to take you at your word? First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time or time pieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd would surely catch the tech agency's attention. you know, English is not that easy, you know?
And that is trouble I am not willing to invite. Also, my voice has changed because I am dropping the rules as per said.
Why? You've certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Euro wants? Chaos?
Please, don't compare us to the likes of Backstreet's gangs. Though there are those among us
Wow.
who want that chaos, of course. One of our former members insisted that we must take the abundance of time in T-Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divided equally among us.
You need to stop saying that. you're making my internet ruined brain just pop into overdrive.
But such drastic action would have hurt the have-nots.
You know, I should just... What if I just, like, used an AI version of my own voice? It would probably speak freaking better than I do. You know, once again, I joked about it. Maybe I really should. I should start doing vocal exercises, like, for real. Because, oh my goodness, it is getting worse. As I age up, unfortunately, the talk, the hard, you know? Maybe I'll start doing that. You know what? I'll let you guys know the next video that I did vocal exercises, and we'll see. I want you to compare the differences between then and right now. Because if it's significantly better, then, you know, that's why they're a thing to begin with.
But such drastic action would have hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve pain. So we must adhere to the saints' teachings to truly tear out the throats of the rich. We must wait for the right moment.
The right moment. So it really was Sonya.
So, I've been wondering, are you really the saint's friend?
Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here once we uncover more evidence. Dante says let's leave for now. Are we not arresting them? Didn't one of you give me a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest them? Oh, shut up. Silence. Radia ignored the assistant's question and turned around to leave the hideout, wearing a dark expression. Something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged, and we were about to leave the hideout as well, but the Euro captain stopped us.
Wait, if you really are a friend of the sane, then I can't let you leave without giving you some advice as a more experienced detective. I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you. It's that guy following you, just so you know.
Oh, right. You dabble in detective work from time to time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that you Euro get up to?
No, only the Euro branch in District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common.
They're all rich? Why?
Chief Corp Collections Agency knows everything about time. Where it comes from, where it goes. But not with this case.
But, if they know everything about comings and goings of time, how are you avoiding their eyes?
Not all of us do. I can't tell you more, however. Just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that lets us, continue our guerrilla activities in this nest. Anyways, doesn't that strike you as odd? That for someone with such impressive technology that could quite literally rip away time without a trace, the killer seems unusually passive? This tells me that there is a condition that they must first meet to use their powers. Another possibility is that they have a certain creed, or a belief system that they follow. But that word. Motivated culprits usually leave me more
Bro, what is happening? Unscripted, by the way. I think I'm losing the ability to speak. Oh my goodness. Or that's just telling me this episode has gone on long enough. I don't know. But, oh, I think that adds up nicely. Want to join our squad of ace detectives? Who the heck hired this bumbling team of amateur detective wannabes? Never mind. Now, would you kindly leave this place? Well, we now know where the Euro are. We can always come back here if we ever need anything else. Okay, genuinely, I think I am actually going to call this episode here because I don't know what's going on with my ability to speak, but good lord, it is getting bad. Honestly, it is a bit late, so I'm probably just tired and that's what it is, but either way. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and in the next one, we are going to be finishing this chapter even if it's 17 hours long. By the way, for just an offshoot, or what are they called? For one of the side stories, Detour Tales? I think that's it. This one is really long. Like, I'm a little bit surprised at just how long this one is. Certainly unexpected. Although I'm pretty sure it's assistant. It 200% it's assistant. Like, come on. It is as clear as the blue sky of a midsummer day. You know what I mean? It is so obvious. Then again, maybe they'll pull the rug out from under me and it'll be somebody totally random. I don't know. I would be more surprised if it's not him at this point. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.